What's up, guys? This is Jeff with WinBigPicks, and today I'll be breaking down my top four NFL picks from Monday night's game between the Lions and Ravens. Real quick though, before we dive in, tap that like button and hit subscribe. You do not want to miss out on all the winning plays that we're dropping every day. As you can see here, we had a couple slips yesterday. The picks we gave out in the video, though, ended up going 1 and 3. Only guy to hit first was Divine Diablo for less than 3.5 solo tackles. This one was sweat free pretty much. He only finished with two. He only had one assisted tackle as well, so he really was not in on any stops at all. The guys that missed, DK Metcalf, more than 58.5 receiving yards. He just didn't get there. The Steelers, they were more concerned with either running the ball with Jaylen Warren or passing the ball to Jaylen Warren because he ended up top rusher and receiver. And the Patriots defense, they did step up. They had things pretty well covered down the field, and they just didn't have to go to DK as much as I thought they would. Then we had Bijan Robinson, more than 19 fantasy score. He comes up just short at 16.1. The Falcons, they got shut out in this one, although it was not for any lack of effort on Bijan's part. As you can see that he had 111 yards rushing and receiving to go along with 5 receptions. So, only a handful more yards or a touchdown would have put him over, but I just didn't get it done for us there. And then last up, we had Rome Odunze, more than 7.5 targets. He finished with 7. The Bears, they just had their way with the Cowboys in this game. What really did it in for us, though, was the Bears. They had a 10-minute drive in the third quarter that they pretty much ran the ball every single play, and they scored a touchdown at the end to put them up 17, and that really killed any chance of them needing the pass again. So got hooked on that one, finishes at 7, needed just one more, but that's part of the game. But as you can see, we hit a couple slips here, both with Diablo and one of our VIP picks, Jonathan Taylor. He crushed his fantasy score, 3 touchdowns, over 100 yards. Killed the Titans today. This pick, too, took us rushing yards. They had a little discount there on Boom, and just hedged it with Bijan's rushing and receiving yards there to get paid out. Now, before we get to today, just reminding you guys that over on Betr, they're doing something slightly new. Now, when you sign up with our link below and the code WINBIGPICKS, they'll give you a free $10, and now they'll give you a 100% deposit match up to $200, meaning whatever you put in, they will match 100%. And on top of that, for tonight, they're giving you a Lamar Jackson free pick. Just has to throw for 1 yard to get that one. And if you needed any more incentive to do all that, just send a screenshot of your first deposit over to this email address on the screen here. We'll give you a free month of our VIP picks over on Winnable. The link to the store is down below, but every pick we put out over there is texted right to your phone the second we hit the post button. And we do have the NFL and college season pass still available. I know a lot of you guys are really just big on football, so every pick from tonight's game all the way through Super Bowl 60 will be sent right to you. Only 10 of those remaining, so get on it now. And on to today. Now, we're using Outlier to break everything down. If you want to try out a free 7-day trial for yourself, we got a link down below. You check it out. They got all the sports on there, and it's pretty comprehensive what they got going on. So, first up, we're taking Jared Goff, more than 260.5 passing yards. And the biggest reason we're taking this is the Ravens still have one of the worst pass defenses in the league. They were 31st last year. This year, they've somehow dropped to 32nd. Now, Goff, as you can see, he's hit this in 1 out of 2. He destroyed the Bears last week. Had 5 touchdowns in that game as well. Taking a look at last year, 11 out of 18. And then on the road, 5 out of 8. But the biggest thing here is just looking at the little insight thing here. For the last 5 games for his bottom 10 pass defenses, he has hit this. And the total in this one it's at 53.5. So there's going to be plenty of scoring and plenty of throwing the ball around, especially on this defense. And I think this line's going to get bumped up a little bit more before game time. So get on it now for 260.5. Up next, staying in Detroit, we are taking Alex Anzalone under 7.5 tackles and assists. He's been under this both games this year. And then looking at last year, too, under this in 8 out of 11. So it's mostly a hit rate play for us at this point. The stats as well, as far as the Baltimore offense allowing tackles and assists, pretty favorable for us there. Also against linebackers as well. And just looking at the little insight thing here, too, he's failed to exceed this in 7 of the last 8 games. So we're hoping that trend continues for us tonight, taking them under 7.5. And just pausing real quick here, reminding you guys that we're teamed up with Wanna Parlay. Over there, if you sign up using our link in the description below and the code WINBIGPICKS, they'll give you a 100% deposit match as well, up to $250. That's one of the highest amounts you're going to see on any DFS app. And the best thing about Wanna Parlay is that the only DFS app where you can combine team picks with player picks. Things like spreads, team totals, money line. So if you wanted to pick either of these teams to win outright or win by the spread, you could do that. Combine it with a player pick. They're the only DFS app where you can pull that off. Just got to download it using the link below and the code WINBIGPICKS when you do to get that deposit match. And the same thing applies. We'll give you a free month of VIP if you send a screenshot of that first deposit over to us. So back to the picks. And over in Baltimore, taking Lamar Jackson, more than 22.5 fantasy score. He's crushed this in both games this year. Last year, taking a look, 14 out of 19. And then at home as well, 6 out of 9 games, he's gone over this. And you know how it is. The thing with Lamar is he can do it all. He can run, he can pass, touchdowns through the air or on the ground as well. And a game like this with that high total of 53.5, as long as Derrick Henry doesn't rush for like 4 touchdowns, all the scoring is going to be running through Lamar. Looking at the little insight here, too. Yeah, 6 of the last 7 at home. He's gone over this, averaging 25.1 fantasy score a game. So I think it all runs through him again tonight, and that's why we're taking him more than 22.5. And last up, we're taking Tyler. Keep me in the loop for more than 2.5 extra points. Now, I think they're going to be scoring a lot of touchdowns in this game, and probably early on too, so you won't have to worry about, later in the game if they want to run 2-point conversions, if some crazy stuff happens, stuff like that. But Tyler, he's hit this both games this year, 4 and 5 extra points at each. They just been putting up a ton of touchdowns, both on Buffalo and Cleveland. Tyler, a rookie kicker, but he's been dependable so far. Now, it is a little bit juiced pretty much everywhere you look. So if you wanted to take it for plus money at 3.5, you think they're going to score 4 touchdowns, it's highly possible. You could do that as well. But we're just going to take it at 2.5. I don't want to call it a lock, but I think it's the most likely thing to happen when it comes to any of his kicking stats here. So Tyler Loop, more than 2.5 extra points. We're taking it. And just showing you guys a bet I've already locked in for tonight. Taking Lamar on his fantasy score and Jared Goff over his pass yards. Be sure to line shop around too, because I've seen it at 23 in some places and Goff at 261 in some places. And the other thing to point out with line shopping too is the payout as well. You might find this on some apps where the payout is just 3x, or I noticed on Prizepicks, you take these two same numbers and your payout's only 2.75. So always be on the lookout for that when you place in your slips. And if you like free money and you want to track all your bets and take a look at all the bets we've placed over roughly the past year. You do it over on the Pickett app. You can find us at Carpsy151 over there. And if you want a free $3 with a chance for that to be $100, you just download the app with our link below. It is a free app, and they're giving you free money. Use the code WINBIGPICKS when you do, and then just sync up any sportsbook or DFS app to it, and they'll give you free money, Venmo or PayPal. It could be $100 too. You'll have to do it to find out. So that will do it for us today. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe. I'll be putting out some VIP picks for this game and for baseball later today. I'm already looking at tomorrow's MLB slate. A lot of good pitchers throwing tomorrow. So I've already got a few I've got my eye on. So let's green out tonight, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Later.